Hello, my name is Donna Ellis. I'm the creator of the Active Rest Fitness Program and Lifestyle, and I am inviting you to meet me on the deck. On the deck is where I help people get active for at least 30 minutes a day by providing workouts to fit any schedule and to eliminate most excuses. I also encourage people to prioritize rest and restorative sleep, to practice mindfulness in their eating habits as well as in their physical abilities, and to build a community of support amongst family members, neighbors, and friends. Hello. In today's message, I want to share my personal experiences to kind of explain to you why it's so important for me to get rest and also to remain active, to incorporate both of these things into my lifestyle. So, where I want to start with is at the end of July at the Active Rest Retreat. Every year, I host a rest retreat for my workout partners in the hopes that they would get away for a little while and just rest. Like, get away from the family, get away from the job, get away from the church, get away from any obligations, any volunteerism, any organizations that they might feel a certain commitment to that kind of overworks them and keeps them overwhelmed, and just get away, separate themselves from it all and get some rest. So that's my hope when I book when I schedule the Active Rest Retreat. We just completed year three. The first year in 2022, we went to Little Rock, Arkansas, and did some hiking and some good eating and some sightseeing. And then we went to last year in 2023, we went to Pine Mountain, Georgia. We visited Atlanta, and then we also stayed at Callaway Gardens in Pine Mountain, a beautiful resort and lodge and spa. And then this year we went to Greenville, South Carolina, which is one of the more walkable cities in the United States. And it's somewhere that I wanted to visit for about 10 years. And so that's why I booked the trip there, because part of that trip is about being active just a little bit, but mostly getting rest. So we stayed at a lovely resort in Greenville, South Carolina. We got to go and do their Saturday farmers market downtown, and got some spa treatments, ate some good food, good healthy foods at that, and had a great time there. And so, whenever we complete one rest retreat, I always send out information with the location and the information for the new retreat, and I ask people if they're interested in going. And so, as with all girls trips, group trips, family trips, uh, you put that out there, and a lot of people will say that they're interested, but as life's as it does what it does, people tend to back out, or things come up, or things happen, things change, finances change, family situations change, something else becomes a priority, and so things change. So when I first asked for those who were interested, I started out with about 14 people, but it got down to two. So only two of us ended up going to Greenville, South Carolina. And that's okay, because I had resolved already that even if no one went, I was going to go, even if I had to go by myself. So because I know that this is coming up, I know that this is a yearly thing for me, I go ahead and make arrangements with my family and take off work at my job so that I can go and attend these rest retreats. So because I already had those things in place, I was just going to go anyway. And so but we did end up having two people, and we still had a great time when we went to Greenville, South Carolina, as well as Helen, Georgia. We also had a little stop in Helen, Georgia, and had a great time. So with that though, I want to talk about, like, the people, as the numbers started to kind of dwindle down from 14 to 2, some of the reasons that people told me that they couldn't go. Collectively and overwhelmingly, it was related to things that were kind of outside of themselves. It was about what either a significant other or a child might have wanted or needed from them at that time. And like I said, this is a time for you to get away from all of those responsibilities and kind of, push them to the side until you come back for just a weekend. But a lot of them said that they could not go, because they had other commitments that involved family or other personal reasons that were not solely within their about them. It wasn't a selfish thing. It was for someone else. And this is a time to be selfish. This is a time where I choose to be selfish and get away from everything else. And so I thought about what really kind of laid heavy on my mind was I started thinking about my mom. When I started hearing all of these reasons, started thinking about my mom. Last year, my mom came to visit me because she told me she needed some rest. And she came, she popped in, and the next day she had her bags. She was getting ready to go back home, and I was like, she never stays for one day. Like, it's never that. So I was like, Mama, where you going? You got your bags packed. What are you doing? So she said she needed to get home in case somebody needed her. Somebody at the house might need her. And so she was a babysitter. She was a pretty much a chauffeur, babysitter, cook, everything for other people. And so just in case somebody needed her, she needed to be at home. So she packed her bags up. She left. She couldn't stay that extra day that I wanted her to stay, at least one more day. She went on home. Well, less than 2 weeks later, my mom had passed away. She came to get some rest. She got a day's worth of rest, but less than 2 weeks later, she was gone. And so I thought about that as I thought about people, canceling on the trip for reasons other than selfish reasons, is that, you do all these things for all these people and you cancel plans on yourself, like something that could be truly for you. You cancel those plans when, it, you might just be working yourself into the ground, working yourself to an early grave. And sometimes that's just how I think about it, because that's what I thought about, with my mom. And you think that these people need you, or they got to have you there. It's got to be you, no one else. It's got to be you. But when I think about my mom, I think about the people that she was running home to try to help that interrupted her rest. They're still getting to their doctor's appointments. They still have somewhere else to live. They still find babysitters. They still do what they want to do. Nothing stopped when she passed away. So she couldn't stop for an extra day to rest. 2 days. She just had to come stay one night and go home. She couldn't stop for 2 days because she felt like they needed her at home. And then after she passed, less than 2 weeks away, they're still going on about their lives. Everybody's still, making a way, whether it's easier for them now or not. It might be a little harder, but they're still making a way. And so that's just what I thought about. So that was heavy on my mind. I thought about my mom a lot during that time frame. And then as we got into August, I started thinking about my dad a lot, because this is the time frame where he would have gone into the hospital and he would not ever go back home. It was like around the beginning of August, early August. And so, coming out of the end of July with that rest retreat, coming into August, thinking about my dad a lot, because I know that the anniversary of his death is coming up, in September, this month. And so my parents have been heavy on my mind. And so I just think about them a lot. And so what was happening with me, they were on my mind, but other things were happening. So there are some issues that have been annoying me that were just making me just just kind of frigid. And on the other hand, I was feeling apathetic with my workout, with my fitness program. I was feeling like, is it really worth it? Do I really want to continue doing this? What's going on? I was just annoyed by certain situations, more so than I normally would be. And then, so that was going on. I was thinking about my parents. I was, dealing with all of these things. And so it dawned on me here recently, right at the end of August. I was just sitting on a Friday night. It was August 30th, Friday night. And I was thinking, I miss my parents. That's what's going on with me. You're missing your parents. That's why everything is annoying. That's why you're feeling apathetic. You're feeling uninterested in things. It's because you're, dealing with the loss of your parent. You're grieving. And so it kind of just came over me. I sat and I cried. And I haven't cried in a while over my parents' death. And so I just cried, and I told myself, I said, it's okay. It's okay that you feel this way. I had to give myself permission to, let it be what it was. And so I did that, and then we went out. My family and I, we took a trip to Nashville, had a great time there, and, and I just carried on things. I got some rest. I got my mind back clear, and I was like, now that I know what's going on, now that I have an answer, I can move on with it. Well, backing up a little bit with my husband. Yes, backing up. I was talking to my husband one morning. I was on my way to work. And so that morning, I had grabbed my mom's shirt. There's a shirt that I picked up at her house when we were cleaning out her house. I grabbed that shirt and I wore it to work. And so I wore that shirt to work. I got to a stop sign and I was looking at some flowers. I was at a stoplight and I was looking at some flowers off to my left. And it was the hospital. And I was like, I was talking to my husband on the phone. I said, I wonder what their landscaping budget is at this hospital because their flowers are always beautiful. And then I had a moment of, deja vu, I guess, where I was like, I've been talking about these flowers before, or, in this capacity with this hospital. And it reminded me again that about a year earlier, I had been going to that hospital to visit my dad. I had moved him closer to me. He'd come out of the hospital in our hometown. I moved him closer to me, and then he had to be hospitalized again. And I would always look at those flowers as I would walk into the hospital and say, I wish I could get a cutting of those flowers and plant them in my yard. And so I was like, my daddy died in that hospital. That's the thought that came on me. My daddy died. Like all at the traffic light, this is going on. So that's how fast my thoughts are going. My daddy died at this hospital. And I drive past that hospital all the time, 2-3 times a week. And I never think about, that's the hospital where my dad died. So it dawned on me in that moment. And so all of a sudden, it's like, I guess people would call it a voice from God. I don't know. But something said to me, Donna, your why is different. And so, it hit me that the reason why I get so upset and so annoyed when people don't, work out, or when people don't stop and get rest, is because of my why, my personal why. And it hit me that my why is different. It's important to me because of the loss of my parents. Everybody doesn't have that same experience or that same, reasoning. And so I had to learn that I could not take on that burden. Like I can make myself available. I can, just do what I do, offer what I offer them the opportunity to come and work out, offer them the opportunity to come to go off and rest. But I cannot carry the burden or that annoyance or that, that feeling, that apathetic feeling when they don't do it, because they might be doing it in their own way, and also too because their reason is not my reason. And we are shaped by our own experiences, our own just our own lifestyle. Certain things are a priority to us that are not to others. So for me, my priority is being active and getting rest. And it is not that for everybody. Some people, their priority is, the family, or getting the kid to the ball game, or getting a hot meal on the on the dinner table, or volunteering with their organization, or being active in the church. And I just realized that because of how I was raised and because of what I've experienced, my reasons why are different. I didn't start active rest with my parents necessarily in mind. Now, I did start working out a little heavily when my dad got real sick about 14 years ago, maybe. That's when I really became involved in like working out and doing it on my own and not just for the military. So he has had that has had some effect on me in that regard. But, you know, I rest, for my parents. I'm active because of what what they've gone through. My mom passed from a massive heart attack. My dad passed from complications with diabetes. I recently found out I'm diabetic, and so I know that I want to live better and live healthier, than I've seen him live. And I know that I want to, people always say I'll rest when I'm dead, and so a lot of times I think about my mom. And so I don't want that to be me. I don't want to wait until I'm, gone from this earth to rest. I want to enjoy rest while I'm here, and I want to be active, and I want to be healthy, and I want to be well, and I want to live a long life. And so those are my reasons. And so that's why it's so personal, for me. But I'm learning and I'm accepting that that's my personal reason. That doesn't have to be everybody's reasoning. And, so they have to come into it, as they see fit. And I have to be accepting of that. And I just have to remain, where I am and stay available, you know, help people when they want to be helped, help them provide assistance when they ask for it, and just let them know that I am here. Keep the schedule the same. Everybody knows where I am. I put it out there. If you want it, you can come get it. But if you don't, if you're going through something, if it's not for you, then I have to be accepting of that also, because you have your reasons for why you prioritize certain things. So that is just what I wanted to share, is that, that's my reason why. And so I hope that you can find your reason why, because it's the only way that you're going to stick to any type of program, whether it's a certain diet, a fitness program. If you're going to stay committed to anything, you have to have a good reason why, and it's got to be important to you. And so with listening to this, I hope you find your reason why. I hope you sit with it. I hope you get some time to rest so that you can figure out what your reason why is, and so that you can hone in on it and work at it, and, get yourself nice and strong and healthy and fit, whatever that looks like to you. And I also hope that you can get some rest. So, you know, hopefully, my experience, hopefully this message helps you. In any way, I hope it motivates you. I hope it helps you. So just let me know if I could be of any assistance to you. I'm here. So thank you for listening. I ask that you like this video, share this video, spread the word. And I do hope you come and meet me on the deck in person and get a good workout with me. But like I said, if it's not your thing, then figure out your reason why, to do whatever it is that you enjoy doing, whatever it is that you want to do to make your life happy. All right. Have a great day.